Hello everybody, Retro Beard here. Saturday once again, and it's time for the next part of Retro Ramblings. For those who haven't seen this for a while or are new to this show I do every Saturday that's filmed, unscripted, and I just talk, ramble, just say what comes to mind. And I have my little Xbox book that I just have a few little pointers for stuff I'd like to definitely try and bring up and see where it goes. So every week it's a bit different, at least for my standards. Before I get started, I just want to say, if you enjoy my content, please like, subscribe, share, click the notification bell, leave me a comment. It's much appreciated, and I really do appreciate all the support and help, good wishes I've had so far. It's really nice. You know, when you start out doing this, you don't know what you're going to get. So when it's positive, when you get positive, you appreciate it. It means a lot. So I want to say, if ever you want me to ask me a specific question, just leave it in the comments, and I will always answer it the following week in the video, because I like to engage with people who watch the videos and my subscribers, and have a good interaction with everybody. Excuse me, I'm stammering. Have a quick look at my book and see it. Make sure. I've got no particular news, so I'll go straight on and show you what I bought this week. I've only actually physically bought one item this week. I was at the local bargain discount store, and this item about the show was marked down. I think it was marked down from like £15 down to £4.99. I couldn't resist it. It's a Pac-Man ghost light. And yeah, it's pretty. Excuse me. Blooming coordination. Pretty cute, nice. I've got a Mario question mark cube one that I've shown before, and it's got nice for the collection. Yeah, I love it. And I do love the look of the ghosts in the Pac-Man games. It does bring back memories. So hopefully that's something that is up your alley. I think it's cool. And for £4.99, you can't complain. Some news, and I think I've touched on this quite a bit recently, but I like to say things so people know I'm getting on with it. I've nearly finished my next documentary retrospective type video. I've been working on it for ages now. It was the one where a while ago I explained that it was due to be released, but I botched all the recording of the footage. I'm not experienced at video making and stuff. I've been learning all this as I've gone along, like I'm sure many of us have done, and it's embarrassing, but basically I was holding my phone and I was recording. Instead of it recording in landscape where it fills the screen in the aspect ratio that we're all used to, the widescreen, I, like an idiot, filmed it like a dweeb, and it's like that. So I was tinkering. Initially I abandoned it, then I tried using it and I weren't happy. I've tinkered with the software and have sort of got it a bit wider, and yes, it's stretched the footage a little bit, but it's not as stretched as it would be in widescreen. So what I've recorded, I mean, the resolution's perfectly fine. It don't look as good as it would have done, but it's serviceable, and the video's almost finished. I've been working on the script and doing takes and getting it all done and trying to fill the time with it and make it because I am an absolute devil for going off my own tangents, and I've tried to strike the balance between letting it all come out and flow, but not going too far off topic. And I've tried to put some informative stuff, because although I know this is hard because you don't know the topic, but basically online on YouTube there's some real experts on retro gaming and stuff, and I'm not in their league, but I've learned a lot from them, and I've learned a lot myself over the years. So I've just gone into stuff on the subject of this video in enough depth where if you're new to it, it gives you a few pointers and shows you there's light. If you're not new to it, you'll know it, but that's what happens on here. We sometimes, I don't know about you, but I like hearing things that it's just nice just to have the company of a voice on a video. So we shall see. As for completion date, I'm hoping mid next week, so perhaps Wednesday. I've had a few delays with some more news. So even at the start of this, I said I had no news. Well, this is the rambling part. I do have news. I've got a new laptop to my setup because my laptop was 3 years old and it's a gaming laptop, but it was an entry level one. So obviously 3 years for an entry level gaming laptop is about the end of its usable service life for terms of running games and stuff. So I've upgraded to a new laptop. It's the same series, the Nitro 5, but it's a bigger screen. It's 17 odd inches, which will help when I'm doing my gameplays and things, my streams and things. And it's 2 generations newer in the hardware. It's 9th generation, so it's not quite, you know, it's a year old basically. It's not quite cutting edge, but it's I've been setting it up, and I'm not doing it on this laptop. My new one's still being set up, but basically preliminary tests on the games, the performance difference is like the games I enjoy playing I can run on ultra settings versus low to medium settings. So obviously I'm a happy chappy because the processor leap is huge. I think that's arguably the greatest leap because 7th gen low ranking Intel i5 to a 9th gen mid-ranking i5, the performance difference, it's shocking. And this new one's got an SSD, whereas my current laptop has got a 1TB mechanical 5400 RPM hard drive or whatever. And the GPU, the old one was an NVIDIA 1050 GTX, which is, you know, esports at the best. And this new one has got a NVIDIA GTX 1650, which I know that's hardly, wow, you're the powerhouse, but the leap in performance is at least an extra teraflop. And obviously the higher the gen, the more efficient the teraflops become and all that malarkey. So when you total up, I'll put it simply, I had a couple of games I enjoyed playing with my good friend, and they were taking 3 to 4 minutes to load up in some cases. And when they did load up, to achieve 60 FPS, which is enough for me, enough for someone who's been a console gamer, 60 FPS is fine. I was having games on low to medium settings. Now I'm loading the game up in 30 seconds versus 3 or 4 minutes, and I'm on ultra settings on the two main games that I enjoy and have tested, which are quite demanding. So I've not checked the FPS yet, but it looks smooth as butter, so I'm assuming it's 60 minimum. So I am I'm living the dream. I mean, both laptop screens are 60 Hz anyway, so I don't really need to go past 60 FPS to my understanding. So yeah, I'm a happy chappy. But where I'm not happy, where I've got a lot of work, is I'm duplicating the setup on this one onto my new one, and that is video editing, streaming, recording, some other activities that I do, like footage recording, gaming obviously, a bit of business that I do on there, some of my personal life management like bills and things. So, you know, I've got a heck of a lot of transferring and accounts setting up and installing, because what I don't want is an interruption to service. Otherwise I would have tried doing this on my new laptop today. So yeah, so busy me, but I'm halfway through it at least. And also things that I can't transfer over in a hurry, I'm putting onto my BT Cloud. I've got a terabyte of cloud storage that I get, so that's unfortunate, you know. So I've got a big job, but so that's basically my original point, was that's delayed some of the stuff I was trying to do, but it's an investment to make my life more efficient, because obviously with this new hardware, in theory and almost certainly, my video editing will be much faster as well, won't it? So yeah, that's cool. And if ever I choose to do some game streaming from Steam rather than my other solutions, which I probably will do at some point, obviously the setup will cope with the workload better. So yeah, cool stuff. With that said, the games I'm going to show today, it's a modest collection from a modest console, but it's beloved to me, and I'm sure some of you will at least appreciate it, because you can't please everyone, can you? It's my modest Nintendo DS collection. I used to have quite a sizable DS collection when the DS was a current system, and some people who were in my life at the time, when they were no longer in my life, unfortunately, I got rid of most of my DS stuff, because I was a lot, without going into personal stuff too much, I was in a lot of pain, so things that remind you of people you either cherish or you get rid of, and cherishing wasn't working for me, because I'm a sensitive person basically, so I had to get rid of, so quite a bit of my DS collection I've rebuilt, and not so that it's not associated. I'll try not to get into too much, and so some of the original stuff I've got, but most of it's new stuff, so I will show you these games anyway without going into too much mushy stuff. The first title, Dragon Quest, Sentinel of the Starry Skies. This game is one of my original DS games. This isn't one I bought again. This is one from a long time ago. I got it on release when we used to have a game station in our town before it got closed down. Sadly, when the world went to pot, back in early 2000s, for some reason the world went to hell, didn't it? And it's never been right since. But anyway, great game, pretty cool one player, fantastic multiplayer options, especially if you had a friend or a family member, which I did have a few multiplayer sessions with a family member, and we had a pretty good time, and I think he's still got his copy, so maybe there's a chance for more one day. Great game, recommend it, you can get it at a decent price. Nice visuals. I mean, I don't know if it still can be accessed. I heard there's a way, but this had an online thing where you could download more quests and stuff. So, big game though, great. You'll get your money's worth, especially if you've got a friend, because it's a multiplayer role-playing game. Then great stuff, proper Dragon Quest. So, yeah. Next we have The Legend of Zelda: Phantom Hourglass. Now I know this game has its fans. Great game, multiplayer functionality in some shape or form. I've not played it a heck of a lot, but I blooming well intend to. Great game for everybody that loves Zelda, so nobody needs me to promote this to them. This game is one I bought, like most of them since. So I'll only say the ones I had originally as I come across them. Final Fantasy Revenant Wings. Pretty cool game. Not the best in the series because it's sort of a sequel in a way to an established one, but it's a worthy game, and I got it cheap, and I like it, and I like the visuals, so I recommend it, even if some people are a bit meh about it. Drawn to Life. Cute, great little game, especially if you've got a young'un. Multiplayer functionality, great fun. Perhaps I'm a bit too old for it, but I'm like Peter Pan with a hormone problem who grows a beard, so I'm not ashamed of that. Good game. Phantasy Star Zero, or whatever it's called. Awesome game. 2 to 4 player functionality. Awesome. Not expensive at all. Great game. Get it. One thing I will say about the DS before I continue, I'll do some more of my trademark rambling. The DS, for those who didn't bother with the system, had an amazing semi-unique functionality. A lot of the games had it where you could do multiplayer with only one cartridge. So say me and a mate, one of his guys has got the game, the other one has. You can play multiplayer and it wirelessly beams the game temporarily to your friend's DS. And yeah, often it's a limited form of multiplayer, like say a limited character selection or whatever, but the point was, you could do multiplayer and not have to spend loads of money on games. It was such a consumer-friendly device. And I think modern systems have lost track of that. The way the DS felt and the way it was, I don't think even the Switch, in all its awesomeness, has got that feeling. The Switch is still a profit-based device with extremely expensive games, as good as they are. Yeah, the DS to me is the golden age, and I think the world is a worse place without a DS console in it. And the 3DS was amazing. I love my 3DS, but the DS was better. It was so consumer friendly. But with that said, excuse the stickers because I haven't taken them off yet. Spectrobes. 1 to 16 player functionality. Yes, I did say 1 to 16 player in case you see for yourself. Cool game. On a quiet taste. I paid £2 for it, so it's cool. I haven't played it very much, but I will. One of the reasons I collect games is not just because I'm a retro game collector or a game collector of any kind. It's because I've had some hard times in my life, and I've been really bored, and I've just not been able to settle in and do anything, and I felt quite empty. And I said to myself, in my head anyway, I want to be how I was when I was younger, where I was never bored and I always had a game to play or something to do. And I looked at what I could and couldn't do with my life and where it was at, and I realised the games of my past and the games I never did play and still have yet to play, that was the way to go. That was what I was about. So I built my collection up from that. It was a, lack of a better term, I suppose, a midlife crisis, but a damn good midlife crisis. It's not a self-destructive, selfish midlife crisis. It's a nice one, you know. So, anyway. Dungeon Explorer is the next one. Once again, I apologise for the stickers, but you can see how cheap these games are, at least while you're looking. 2 to 3 players. Great stuff. Have you noticed how almost, if not every game I've shown you, has multiplayer functionality? And many of those will have that feature I was telling you about, where you can share the games without actually owning it. So, I don't know, I just think 2 mates or more, or up to 16 mates, can all sit there and relatively cheap have a great multiplayer experience with graphics that still look nice today. You know. Cool. Next one, underappreciated gem, Locke's Quest. I love this game. Sort of a glorified tower defense game. Pretty cool. 1 to 2 players. I believe the Xbox One, I don't know if the other consoles did, I would assume they did, but the Xbox One got an enhanced port. I prefer the original. This next game is a game with mixed feelings. Some people love it, some people hate it, but I like the graphics and I like the world, so it's worthy. Lunar. Dragon Song. I believe our American cousins over the sea know it under a different name. They'll know what it is. They'll know what it is. I can't remember it. Dragon Call or something. I'm sure somebody will tell me. But yeah, cool game, and I love Lunar games. This is probably the weakest, but it's still cool because it's Lunar. Final Fantasy 3. A enhanced port / remake. Awesome 2-player functionality. Absolutely freaking epic. Get it. Just get it. It's probably arguably the best version of the game, if not one of the best. Love it. Brilliant. Didn't cost me much. Next game, I apologise for the stickers. I'll get these stickers taken off soon. Trust me, I didn't realise I've been so blooming lazy. But I have so many games I deal with. Warhammer 40k Squad Command. I am a admitted geek. I love Warhammer 40,000 fiction. I love the stories. Oh, the best sci-fi universe out there. Even if you don't want to play with little models and paint them up and have battles with friends, which why the hell would you not? The universe, the fiction, the stories, the characters, it's the grimdark, it's awesome. It's just amazing. Yes, you are reading that. 8 players. You can have an 8-player game of Warhammer 40k on this with your squads at battle. Amazing. The PSP port is probably a lot better. So if you've got PSPs and friends, get the PSP version. But the DS version is still valid and it's cheap and cheerful. Where's the price? £3.50. £3.50. So £3.50 is nothing. If you're in a different country, like with dollars or stuff, you know, it'd be a comparable amount of dollars, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more, but basically dirt cheap, you know. It's not a rare game. This other one is a must-have DS title that every DS owner's got, I'm sure. Mario Kart DS. Awesome game. Fantastic. And even though I believe the servers are down, you've still got a local multiplayer mode of, what is it, 8 players? Yeah, 8-player local multiplayer battle, you know, race. What? I don't think there's much these days that'll do that. So, you know, great game. Loads to do and see. I don't know why more people aren't coming to the DS and Dragon Quest Monsters 2. This did cost me a little bit more. Actually, I think I got a bargain on this. I think the guy got the price wrong and ended up paying like a £5 for it. But normally this would cost a heck of a lot of money. 2 to 8 players, yes, you are reading it right. There was online functionality, but I believe that's dead. Great game, classic. You'll pay more than a fiver, I'm afraid, though, unless you get lucky like me. This other one is what some would deem a must-have. Harvest Moon DS. Not one of my favourite series, but cool, and I'm glad I've got it. I'm sure there'll be a time one day in my life when I'm bored enough to throw in some stupid hours. Great game, great functionality. Fans of the series. It's a nice portable pocket version. Not one of the cheapest DS games, but it's worth your money. Next is a game belonging to a underrated, much missed RPG series, and this is not the best of this is probably the weakest part of the series, but it's still good and worth having. Golden Sun, Dark Dawn. Beautiful, beautiful game. RPG stuff. Next one, another beloved series franchise that doesn't need any fluff from me, because if you have a DS and you like the franchise, you've either got it or you want to get it. The Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks. Oh, I love the art in this, man. Something else about the DS that's cool, because seeing as I'm promoting it, it's region free. So you love a title that was never brought into Power Territories, go on eBay, order it from America or whatever, boom. So you know, if you can't speak or read Japanese, yeah, the Japanese titles are mostly of limited use, but American titles, Canadian titles, they're there, and you know, they're in the same language, and I know we all talk a little bit different, but we can get the hang of it. You know, that's about time we all started understanding each other. So yeah, I recommend it. Next title, excuse the stickers because I'm lazy. Final Fantasy Chocobo Tales. Once again, this isn't too cheap, but nor is it unaffordable. Beautiful, cute game, cool. 4 players. Amazing. I'm getting myself excited now. Excuse the stickers, I'm so lazy, I should have done this. Final Fantasy Echoes of Time. Great game. It's a shame about the cover, I need to sort that out. When I got this, I ordered this online from a shop in the UK called CEX, which does a lot of second-hand retro stuff and modern stuff. And they have a policy of occasionally reprinting the cover. So when I ordered this and I seen the cover was reprinted, I was not a happy chappy, but I wanted to keep it too much to sell it, and I got it at a good price. So I'm eventually going to have to either source a really good quality repro box or cover, or a game that's being sold without the cartridge and just the box. It's on my list of projects. 2 to 4 players. It's I'm probably being a bit generous, but it's in a similar vein to Secret of Mana. It's one of them sort of games. Awesome. But most of these games are really good with friends, you know, we've got DS's, but maybe one day. Final Fantasy 4, which is a remake, remaster, whatever. Enhanced port. One of my favourites of the series. 2-player functionality, awesome, get it. Not dirt cheap, but not expensive. Excuse me. Next one, a series that was beloved on the DS. I'm not a massive fan because I like to chill out, and using my brain is not one of my strong points. You know, Professor Layton and Pandora's Box. This series is loved. And it's beautiful, very Studio Ghibli style animation and voices and play. Great game. It's more the sort of game I'd like to watch somebody else play and I can salivate rather than me playing it. But you know, I was the kind of kid who I built jigsaws by hammering the pieces into fit rather than putting the right ones in. So a bit wasted on me. Another series that is not so popular now but was beloved when I was a teenager. Worms Open Warfare. Oh my god, if you've not played this series, give it a try. And must have to play with friends though. 1 to 4 players. Great game. So humorous and cool. This isn't a bad one. Not bad. Not the best. Excuse me. Next one in this series. Here's the sticker. Professor Layton and the Cursed Curious Village. I can read properly. This one's a fairly cheap game. Pretty cool. Very common though. Pretty awesome. Next, Final Fantasy and the Ring of Fates. Look at this beauty. Another Crystal Chronicles part. 2 to 4 player functionality. Look at those beautiful visuals and classic. I've got so much cool Final Fantasy on my DS. I'm lucky. The way it's wasted on these, I don't play it that much. I need to get my finger out. Excuse me. Next is Children of Mana, or Mana. Beautiful. Now it's far from the best in the Mana series. 2 to 4 player functionality, but it's there. Beautiful. It's fun. Good for a play. Don't pay too much though, because it's you know, not the best. Another one which is one of the best. Dragon Quest Monsters 1. Awesome game. Not cheap, I'm afraid, but it's not expensive either. 2 player functionality, cool game, worth having, but you're not going to get it for £2. At least I'm honest with you. The next one is a game that I like. It's an underrated gem perhaps. Lost Magic. The USA have a different cover to this, but the game's the same. Pretty darn cool. I like it. Then we have another DS title that is one of the essentials, and I'm sure many DS players have had hours of fun. New Super Mario! Do I really need to talk about this game? 2 to 4 players at once, loads of new powers and things. 4 players is a laugh. I've done it multiplayer a few times, and I have had such fun. You can really troll each other, or you can be a team if you want to be decent to each other. Amazing game, not dirt cheap, not stupidly expensive. If you've got a DS, yeah, get it. Don't compare it to Mario on other platforms, because this is a DS. This isn't some powerhouse. And when you think of it as a DS, in terms of that, the visuals are beautiful and the play is beautiful. It's tight, it's great. This other one is a nice game. Mario, I'll do the voice. Mario versus Donkey Kong. Great game, Miniland Mayhem. Loads of fun little games and stuff. Really cool and characterful. 2 player functionality. The DS was the ultimate sociable party machine. I've got another spin-off of the Harvest Moon series, Frantic Farming. Not bad for what it is. This is new and sealed. I've not really noticed. 2 to 4 players. If you're into this sort of thing, great. But it's new and sealed, and I will open it, but only when I'm ready to play it. So, oh, 2 more. Sorry. Next, these 2 aren't boxed. They're just loose cartridges and little protective things, because I've acquired them through various things. This one is from the old days, The Incredibles. Sorry about the protective case. That's one from my past. Don't know anything about it. The next one, I will get a case, even if I have to get a repro that's good quality. I will get one, because it's such an awesome game. Suikoden Tierkreis. Now you might think, if you're unfamiliar, why has it got a cartridge of that for? Well, the first one I've got a cartridge because we just found the game somewhere, me and my people from my past, we found it. I don't remember how, we're on holiday or somewhere, we found it. On the street or something. This one, Suikoden Tierkreis, anyone doesn't know what it is. Anyone who does know what it is knows why. Anyone who doesn't know. Well, I'll explain without babbling anymore. It's very expensive and rare. Last time I looked, just for a loose cartridge, you're looking at least £50. And I got this very cheap for about £20. So I decided to get it and worry about the box later and the instructions, hopefully. The Suikoden series is a dead RPG series that I hope one day will be resurrected if it's done properly. And it is so good. Amazing. The best, well, not the best, one of the best RPG series ever, Suikoden is. I've also got Suikoden 1 and 2 on the PlayStation 1, boxed. I've got Suikoden 3, 4, 5, whatever it is, on the PlayStation 2, Suikoden Tactics. I've got Suikoden the Suikoden text adventure thingy-bobs on the Game Boy Advance. I've got pretty much most, if not all, of the Suikoden material. I've also got some Suikoden download games on my PlayStation 3 from the store. They're a great series, and yeah, and they're quite special, especially Suikoden 1. And the music, oh, so good. Anyway, I'm going completely off topic. I'm rambling. How dare I ramble on a show called Retro Rambling? That is my DS collection. I told you it was modest. It's nothing impressive, but I've got a few beauts there, a few expensive games, and some of them may go eventually, like the Professor Layton games. I'm not sure I want to keep them. A few of them, and the farming game, but we'll see. Because I sometimes get rid of, because I only collect games I want. I don't collect games for the prestige. So sometimes it's nice to sell them off and have a few more funds for other projects, like reinvesting in this channel and stuff. So, yeah, I think that's all of that. I'm going to leave it at that. If you have any questions, comments, feedback, please leave it, and I will do my best to get back to you and do as you wish if possible. I'll be back tomorrow for my streaming, because for anybody who doesn't know, I stream Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 4 PM GMT, which I believe is 11 AM Eastern time, and you'll have to find your own time differences if you're not from those two time zones, but it's all pretty straightforward to do. But after it's streamed, it obviously transfers into a video, so you can always watch it later if you want to watch it in video form. This show I do every Saturday, and it goes on roughly 5 o'clock GMT, this show. But this show's obviously not live, so you can watch it whenever the heck you want. I mean, early the better because of the algorithm, but you know, that's up to you. I'm just happy anybody watches it. So, yeah, I am, to supplement these two formats I am doing retrospectives and documentaries again, but they are going to come out at a very snail's pace. Hopefully once a month I'll have one. So that'll give you 12 videos in the format of how I began this channel, which I know some people preferred that. And then 6 days a week streaming and 1 day a week doing retro rambling. So it should give a lovely diversity of content for anybody who wishes to carry on watching or join this channel. It's all appreciated. So I will stop rambling at that. And I will see you all tomorrow in the stream, or hopefully. I'll be on normal time, so take care. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend. Thank you very much. Take care. This is RetroBid signing off. Cheers.